Hello and welcome back to Rosie Sews Modern Vintage. I'm Rosie and it's really lovely to have you here today. So I'm going to show you loads of things that I've been sewing over the past couple of months. I've been pretty busy and I'm really excited to share all the things that I've made. As you know, I was kind of creating quite a lot of things to go into my capsule wardrobe in one sort of very slimline colour palette, which was reds and blues. But over the last couple of months, I've diverted from that because I fancied to try some other colours. So I've got some things that are a little bit unusual for me to show you, but that I'm really happy with. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to show you is my circle skirt in this lovely green floral print from Minerva. This was a gifted fabric for in exchange for photographs and a post on their website. Now, if you saw my last YouTube, I think it was my last YouTube video, I was talking about, I was wondering about whether it was possible to make one full circle skirt out of two half circle skirts for half my waist size. So my waist is 43 inches. So could I do two half circle skirts for 21.5 inches waist and sew them together? I talked about it with a couple of Facebook groups and some people said you could, some people said you couldn't. It was all very confusing. Some people said, oh, you might get an uneven hemline and all sorts of things like that. And in my head I was thinking, surely this isn't that difficult. If it's a circle, you can just add more and it just gets fuller and fuller and fuller and the skirt just becomes more voluminous, but it's still the same length all the way round. So I felt like it would work. Anyway, so I drafted my two half circles as I have shown in my post on Minerva. If you want to go over there, I can leave a link for that. Cut it out, sewed it up, and I am absolutely thrilled with it. Here's a picture of me wearing it. And I just love it. It's the perfect length for me. It's brilliant colours. I've never really sewn with much green before, but I absolutely love it, especially with the pinks and the reds in this fabric. It's a very happy skirt, and I feel like also it's it crosses over seasons. So it was great with tights and a cardigan and stuff, but it would equally be fine with sandals and a little camisole or something with it in the summer. So yeah, really chuffed with how that turned out, and I have more planned because they're just such a nice skirt for when you're looking for a vintage silhouette. A circle skirt is just the best. And I've got some black broderie anglais that I really fancy sewing up into a circle skirt, and I think I've got 4 meters, so I might even be able to squeeze a little blouse out as well to match it. So yeah, watch this space for that. So that's my first make. My second make, which again is a little bit different for me, you will have seen me mention the fabric in my last vlog. Let me just do the button up. It is this. This is the Romy Dress by Sew House 7. I'll pop a picture of the pattern sleeve so you can see the picture that I was working from for the inspiration. Now the length this goes to is midi length on the pattern. So I lengthened this. Let me see where I've written it down. No, I don't know whether I've written it down anywhere, but I've lengthened this by 10 inches. So it was a lot, but the skirt is basically 2 rectangles. So it's not a problem to lengthen it. You can go as long as you want really. I love the raglan sleeve. So it's got raglan sleeve rather than having a bodice and then an inserted sleeve here. The raglan sleeve starts here across there like that. Lovely puff sleeves, which I'm not normally a fan of, but I actually really like in this dress. Here's a picture of me wearing it. As you can see, it is full length maxi on me, which is what I wanted. Again, I think this dress will be quite good for across seasons because I was wearing it here with my winter boots, but I think a pair of sandals or flip-flops and maybe like a gold handbag or something like that would make it quite summery. What else did I want to tell you about this? Oh yes, the fabric was from somewhere that I talked about last YouTube videos, Snapdragon Fabrics. And I can't rave about the fabric enough, really. It wasn't exactly what I expected from a viscose, but excellent quality and doesn't crease. So this would be brilliant if you were going on holiday and you're having to pack your clothes in a suitcase. It would be great to take this away because you could just get it out of your suitcase and you would look absolutely fabulous straight away. And even though this dress in theory is one that people would say is unflattering for bigger people because it's kind of got an empire line, a higher waistline rather than big on your waist, it's just under your bust. But I don't care, I feel super glamorous in it, so I'm happy. Yeah, I really like this. And I finished it off with a little "You Can't Buy This" Kylie and the Machine tag, and also a vintage button. So I buy a lot of my buttons from somebody who's on Instagram called Swagman's Daughter, and she has thousands of buttons, sort of 1940s 50s buttons on cards, and a card of 20 buttons costs about between 10 and 12 pounds, which is really a bargain when you think about how much buttons are to buy brand new. And I think really you get some really unusual designs, like this one is, it's just plastic, oops, there we go, but just really pretty and nice to finish off the dress, I think. So that is my Romy dress. What's next on my list? Ah, yes, Charm Patterns Peter Pan Boleros. Now for ages I really loved, oh, here's a picture of the bolero. I really loved this design, but always thought, is it that practical? Would it go with enough clothes? Would I really wear it very much? And then I was doing a blog post for Felicity Fabrics, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to have a try and see what it looks like. And I am so pleased that I did. Here's a picture of me wearing the navy blue one that I made for the Felicity Fabrics blog. So I'm wearing it with a circle skirt here. So obviously it works perfectly, you know, for that vintage look. But I've also tried, here's the second one I made. This is in black. And for the sake of speed, I actually finished it off, rather than a button, I've put a cam snap on there. Oh, there's cat hair on there too. Sorry about that. Oh well, this is real life. Yeah, so I made this black one as well, and I've got a pair of black vintage jersey trousers. They're like really wide leg trousers, and with this, oh, it's just such a nice combination. They look really, it looks really, really nice. So I'm very, very happy. I've worn it with loads of, worn the navy and the black with loads of different dresses. The navy one looks great with this dress in the navy with the red cherries, and goes with loads of my wardrobe. So they've actually been much more practical than I thought, and I am going to make more. The next thing I want to tell you about is something that I never thought I would make, and that is something in lilac. I always thought lilac wasn't for me. I thought purples and lilacs, I don't think I'm really that keen, and I don't think they're very good for my colouring. But I was wrong. My obsession with lilac began when Cut One Pair on Instagram, which is a combination of two women, and my brain has gone completely blank and I can't remember the name of their individual Instagram accounts, so I'll pop them below. They got together to create this one Instagram account called Cut One Pair, and they started the Lilac Lovers Party, and everybody sewed up a lilac garment, and then on a certain date everybody wore them and posted pictures of themselves wearing them. And I suddenly felt really left out and thought, I want lilac clothes, I really like it. And they had an inspiration, kind of a post they did with some inspiration of colour combinations to mix lilac or something else in a different shade of purple with other colours. And they did an inspiration board with lilac and green, and it was just so beautiful. And because I've started to wear a bit more green, I thought, yes, I need some lilac and green in my life. And hence this lilac gingham Bakerloo blouse was born. I'm really familiar with the pattern, so I knew that I was going to love the big collar and everything, but I chose some just kind of bulk standard poly cotton gingham to try out just to see whether I liked it, and I do. I love it. And I included in this project 2 things from the Cut One Pair shop. So first of all, these fabulous labels that say heart eyes, really love them. And then on the back is one of their gorgeous lilac heart buttons, which are just so delicious. I want to put them on everything because they're just so pretty. And then I made a Bakerloo dress minus the collar and sleeves to use as like a pinafore dress, and wearing these 2 together, well, it's the same shade of green as this, which you can obviously see looks lovely together, but here is the Bakerloo blouse with the Bakerloo dress in the photograph together. And as you can see, it's a really lovely colour combination. So yes, I'm really pleased that I tried out lilac. It's not something that I used to sew at all, but I'm definitely going to do a bit more of. I have spotted some fabric in Bornella Fabrics, which is a newish shop on Instagram. Lovely lady who runs that. I'm trying to remember her name now. Honestly, Tanya, that's it. Tanya is her name. And she has got some gorgeous fabric, which is like lemon and lilac, kind of lemon flowers and then lilac pansies. Oh, it's so pretty. I feel that that will be purchased at some point. But as you know, I'm doing this project at the moment, Whole 30, where I have to try and sew 30 meters of fabric before I buy anything else. So I'm saving myself a little bit longer before I buy the fabric from Bornella Fabrics, because I need to try and get through as much fabric as I can in my current stash. So yeah, so that's my lilac Bakerloo blouse, which I am absolutely thrilled with. Next up are the Birch Grove pants by Moona and Broad. So here is the pattern sleeve. These are a tapered elasticated waist trouser with side pockets, and they are, because they're Moona and Broad, they're made for a plus size figure. So Moona and Broad actually say that if their pattern isn't big enough for you, they will draft the pattern at no extra price, no extra cost to you, for your size. So it's an absolutely amazing service, and something that a lot of other pattern companies could take a leaf out of their book for. Highly recommended. So yeah, so these are the Birch Grove trousers, and this is the fabric that I made them from. This was also a Minerva gifted fabric. So yeah, we've got this really lovely side pocket. I really like the curve there. One little mistake, which I'm pointing out to you, but you mustn't tell anyone, is that I tried to pattern match this, and then when I actually went to sew them together, I realised that where the stripes are going down here, I've got that stripe that goes down going across here. So there was never going to be any pattern matching. It's just impossible because the proportions are all out. So that was a shame. I was a little bit disappointed with that. But apart from that, you know, and that's only a little thing which most people won't notice, I added something extra. I added belt loops, because I always find trousers fall down on me, especially elasticated trousers. So I added the belt loops, and I'm so glad, because now I can tuck things in, and actually with a belt on top of the elasticated waist, I feel like it just looks a little bit more finished off for me. Here's a picture of me wearing them. So again, this is a new colour combination for me, really, because I've not really ever sewn with camel, and I don't sew with a lot of black. I showed you my Romy dress just now. That's the first black I've sewn in years. And then I also got into it and sewed my black Peter Pan bolero. So I'm definitely branching out in colour experiments. But yeah, so I actually bought a ready to wear long line cardigan, which you can see in the photograph here, to go with this, because I kind of liked that bit of a sort of preppy look. Yeah, really happy with that. And I've found that because these have quite a lot of ease, they're comfortable to wear. So although they look smart, they're also comfy, which, let's face it, it's what we all want, isn't it? Especially when we're on Zoom all the time. And then the last outfit I want to show you, this is an outfit, is started off with the Sabina skirt from the Little Pomegranate. So this is a free pattern. Here's a picture of the sort of line drawing. So Romana designed this, and it's actually a free pattern. When you download her, when you join up to her mailing list, you then get sent the pattern as a free gift. And I'd seen a few, including one by Hagar from Haggardashery on Instagram, and really loved it. It's a different silhouette for me. I don't normally wear sort of straighter gathered skirts because I don't always know whether they'll suit me, but I really loved this, so I decided to give it a go. And I made it in this crepe, mustard crepe from Emporia Patterns. And it's got like a blue and black animal print on it. So here is a picture of me wearing the full outfit. As you can see, I'm wearing a blouse as well. The blouse was a bit of an afterthought, but I had 3 meters of this crepe, and I knew that the skirt was going to take just over 2 meters because I wanted to lengthen it a bit. So I knew it was going to take, so I knew that I was going to be left with just under a meter of fabric. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could squeeze out a top? So what I managed to produce was the Lotta dress by Tilly and the Buttons, just the top. So it's got a grown on sleeve, so there's no sleeve inset there. And then it's quite short, so I've actually only overlocked the bottom. I haven't turned it up so that I've got enough length to tuck in. But I did have to do a bit of patching. So at the back, there's like a big square that's sewn in, and then I've also had to put a little extra bit there as well, if you could see. So the back is made up of 3 pieces. But once it's tucked in and I've got a belt on, all you can actually see is from about there. So it hardly really shows. So I'm really glad that I took the effort just to try and make that top as well, because it's like a faux dress then as well, and I've got more options as to how to wear it. So yeah, so I'm really happy with that. And I think I will make another Sabina skirt because they're super easy but look really nice on, I think. So that is everything that I wanted to show you today. I hope you've enjoyed this whistle-stop tour of all the things that I made over the last couple of months. There'll be a new video coming in a week or so, which will have my plans for the spring and also how I'm going to be using up a little bit more fabric in the Whole 30 challenge. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day and happy sewing. Bye.